So the Reframing the Narrative project, the collaboration between the Albemarle County Public Schools and James Madison's Montpelier, is based on work that we have done at Montpelier in creating an exhibition entitled The Mere Distinction of Color. And this is an exhibition that interprets the institution of slavery as well as the lived experience of the enslaved community at the Madison family's Montpelier plantation over 3 generations of Madison ownership between the early 1720s and 1844. And Montpelier, as an institution for over 20 years, has partnered with the community of descendants of those enslaved by the Madison family. And that has informed every aspect of our interpretation of African American history, including enslavement, the era after emancipation, as well as the Jim Crow era. And so in working on the exhibition, The Mere Distinction of Color, our partners in the descendant community ask us to emphasize the humanity, the personhood of their ancestors, as well as not to leave slavery in the past. So for the latter, for the not leaving slavery in the past, we worked together to create about a 10-minute film that considers the legacies of slavery in our society today. So we're drawing a very direct line between the institution of slavery and things like, through the Jim Crow era, the Civil Rights era, into issues today like systemic racism, income inequality, housing inequality, educational inequality, mass incarceration, and many other issues. And so as a historic site and a museum, we are passionate about our work having a larger impact on our world and our local world in particular. So we think that working with the teachers and the staff in the Albemarle County Public Schools on curriculum development, the culturally responsive teaching project, as well as, of course, student field experiences, is a marvelous way to use our work in a larger context beyond just being open to the public at a historic site. I also want to add something about the way that we look at the experiences of individuals living with slavery at Montpelier. We very specifically worked with members of the descendant community to include their voices and their faces in the conversation, to emphasize the fact that there are living, breathing Americans walking around everywhere whose ancestors were enslaved, who built the country on their backs while they were held against their will, and who have never been recognized or in any way had reparations made for that enormous part of our history. One thing that we really tried to do, and these are the words of a colleague who came to visit, who said that the exhibition helped him realize that slavery happened to one person at a time. We really are trying to help contemporary people of all kinds, Albemarle County teachers and staff members, our visitors, realize that slavery happened to people. It was not a faceless institution. It was a way that people were forced to live for hundreds of years in the founding era of this country. So we believe that this project, this collaboration between the Albemarle County Public Schools and James Madison's Montpelier, will well serve students by offering them or giving them the opportunity to come to a place, a plantation, the plantation of the father of the Constitution and the 4th president, where James Madison and his family held generations of African Americans in slavery. They will see the founding hypocrisy and paradox of our nation, that in a country founded on the idea that liberty is a natural human right, were the same people who were writing and saying that were holding people in slavery. That in fact the entire nation is built on this contradiction. At places like Montpelier, students have the opportunity to see how both of those things exist side by side.